Going on, guys? Michael Conley here with Infinite Hunt Outdoors, getting ready to go hang up a couple cameras this evening. Was able to slip out. This is a piece that I hunted a few times last year. It's not very big, maybe 1,000 acres total, so not a very big piece of public, but it's got a lot of deer on it. Got really good pictures of some good bucks. It's like 2 minutes from my house, which is awesome. So gonna come in, hang another camera. And then there's across the street behind me here, I've never walked it before, and it extends, this piece of public here. So we're going in here, and then we're going to go across the street, scout the new piece, and see if we can get another spot for a good camera, another spot to hunt. So stay tuned. Most important part right now, make sure you are getting sprayed up before you head in these woods. Some ticks are bad, so stay tuned. This is the area that I hunted last year. I got up in, let's see, where was I up in? I think I was up in that far tree right there. It's up in that tree. The trail comes right down through here. You got trails leading in different ways. Another good trail leading up in here. There's an old rub there. This is, the deer would come from this way. There's a little marsh that way. They would come right down this edge and back up into bedding. So, good little spot. As you can see, super thick all the way around. Obviously, fall time it's not as thick. You lose all the leaf cover, but it's still really thick. So that's why the deer are using it. They got really good cover in here. So I'm gonna head over here. There's a little island out this way, and that's where I had that buck come out of. I was up in that tree over there. I had a buck come running across, and he came from here. He came all the way here. He's probably 100 yards away from me. So I'm gonna go check out that little island that he was bedded in. Because that day I was here in that tree, had the wind blowing back towards that island. So I think obviously my wind was probably hitting him right in the face, because it was a great wind for them to come up here. Because I mean, the wind would have been coming out of the bedding, and they could have came the downwind side and scent checked everything. Well, he was scent checking from his bed over there is what I believe is what happened, because he didn't run until I was probably an hour and a half into my sit. So I don't know if he was hanging tight, hoping I was just moving on, or once I got up in the tree, if it just started hitting him better, and he just hung tight until he felt like he could get out of there. But it had to be hitting him in the face the whole time. So let's go see if we can find where he was sleeping and get a camera on it. See the little swamp there. That buck came from across that swamp. You can see there's a little strip out there. That deer came running out of that little strip. Better view. So that's where we're headed. Pretty old. Dried up pretty good. Headed back to where I'm going. There's a lot of stuff. Basically everything in here's pine. But out here in this big flat, there's a lot of oaks. So this is definitely a spot I'm not hanging a camera out there because I don't think they're going to be coming out there in daylight. I'm sure they hit it hard after dark. But I think, you know, I'm going to have more success on these thick areas, you know, with getting pictures of deer in daylight hours anyway. There is the trail he came from. Right back in there. Running along this stick. Yeah, right there. That's a little fresher actually. I think we might have found a good spot. Oh, that's a up track right there. You can see his imprints back here. That's definitely a buck. And that's why, you know, and I would have completely missed this spot if I wasn't paying attention while hunting over there and saw that deer. I should have saw it on the maps. I just didn't think of it when I walked in here earlier. It just didn't look like it would hold deer, but obviously I was way wrong, and luckily I spotted that deer from over there, and now we're on them. I think get a camera up back in here, hopefully find some beds. All right, well, got back in here, came through that little, almost like a little peninsula. That little stretch that way it gets a little swampy. I already walked down through there. Just another trail coming out. Some super thick. There's another stretch of woods, but I mean it is super nasty getting through there. So that's where I think they're bedding. I think this is almost just like a little staging area. You know, they can come in here, they come out of bed. I think they're all bedding in there. That's what I think. It goes a ways before it gets to a lake that's over there, and this is all super thick. I think this got a lot of briars in here. They can come out, browse on them before they go hit that oak flat once it gets dark, especially early season or mid-season. I definitely think this is where that buck was bedding, was in this like staging area, or close to it, somewhere in this area. He was bedding, so my wind was coming because I was hunting. That spot I just came from is right over there. That's where the wind was coming to, and he slipped out the back door and went that way. So definitely gonna get a camera up in here and see what we get. I got my main trail coming. The main trail through here is coming right through there. But I mean, I have, there's probably 5 or 6 trails coming out of that super thick, nasty, wet stuff. You can see some bigger trees and stuff. I actually wouldn't mind getting out to those 3. There's 3 trees right about there, a group of them. So probably a nice high spot out there. Might be where the buck was bedded. So we might try it here in a second, but I'm going to get my camera hung up here first and then go out there and see if there's a bed on that little high spot, if I can get to it. I got the camera put up there, shooting out over that main trail over there. A little rub right there on that tree. This was the freshest one that I've seen. You can still see some orange in there. That was definitely last year. So I'm gonna try to get out to them dead trees. Right out in there. There's another little, that's a bigger patch of woods there. So we're gonna take this deer trail It's leading out to those dead trees. See how far we can get. Well, I just came through all this junk and crap and nastiness from where I hung my camera, which is back, I don't know, 100 yards. Something used to bed out here. There's a pretty good circle right there where something used to be bedded. There's tracks all the way out through here. It ain't fresh though, nothing, I mean, nothing recently. Obviously you can see all that grass growing up in there. Pretty good high spot though. Would be a really good place for them to bed. I mean, there's trails going in and out of here everywhere. Here. Just going to poke around here a little bit. All right, what's going on, guys? I'm back here at the truck. Got that camera hung. Found some decent sign in there. Definitely found that little, what I believe is the staging area from them coming out of bedding before they hit that oak flat. So that was cool to find. Found a nice fresh rub in there. Found a bunch of different old rubs. So got a camera hung up in there. Definitely a lot of deer tracks. So I think I'll start getting pictures of deer pretty quick. Whether or not it's any bucks, I have no idea. I might not get pictures of bucks until November again. So we'll see what happens. Pretty excited about it. Again, the spot is really close to my house, so that's why I hunt it. I don't think it's known for having big deer in it, but it has a lot of does. I know that for sure. So it's a good spot just to come kill something. And we'll see what happens. We might get surprised and have a big buck on there, so that would be cool. And got a little delayed back there, so didn't have enough time to go across the street, but I'll be back either tomorrow night or the night after to get another camera hung up out here. So thanks for tagging along, everybody. I appreciate it. Take care.